Yo, 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 what is up, Diamond family? It's your man Vivi, and welcome back to the VVS Academy. As you guys know, I'm here every week dropping off gems, teaching to record and make your music better. So if that sounds good to you, stick around. Look, man, I got a really crazy video for you guys today. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys the beginner moves you need to make in Pro Tools to sound like a pro. Look, it's super simple, but I promise you it's going to level up your mixes super quick. So I'm not even going to over talk it, but look, if you're still struggling to balance out your vocals and your beat, sit the vocals inside the beat every single time flawlessly, check out my free course down below. It's completely free and it's going to teach you to balance out your vocals and your beat perfectly every single time. It takes about 15 minutes, so check that out down below. All right, let's jump into the track. I'm going to play it back as it is now. Let's talk about these steps.
So we do it like Spike Lee. What up, homes? Make a bitch tap out. Say yeah, tell him bring the cash out. Give him 20s, seeing what it's my about. Getting money, nigga got some cash routes. Move like Lauren, nigga got some fast routes. Clutching heat, clapping cheeks, make that ass shout.
Cool. So the song is got some issues, right? It's a little bit rough. You can hear the vocal starts off a little bit low and then it gets louder. You can actually look and see like his vocal starts off really low at the start of his verse and then he starts to gain more energy. Probably got a little bit more confidence as he was going. So those are some of the things we need to combat. But let's look at the first thing you have to do. If you're new to Pro Tools or you're just new to recording and mixing rap vocals, the first thing you have to do is pay attention to your metering. So this is a completely free plugin right here, and it's called Loudness Meter. What it's going to do is actually tell you how loud things are in real time instead of you just kind of determining by your ears, because a lot of different things can affect how loud you think things are. Like you can just turn your headphones up louder or turn your speakers up louder, or your room may not be treated so you don't hear as much bass as actually is there. So there's a few things that can distort what you actually hear and cause you to make improper decisions based off of the volume that you think you're hearing. So it's important to use a meter because this actually measures the loudness of everything in your track and tells you exactly how loud it is to the number versus you just relying on your ears. And that's important because when you go to release your music, you want it to be loud, you want it to be competitive, you want it to sound like what you're used to hearing. And that's the number one reason it doesn't. It's because it's not loud enough. So you can look here, we're not close to peaking. We've got plenty of headroom. Our lufts are a little bit quiet, but the first thing we would do is engage a clipper. And this is just really a part of the metering process for me. This is how I kind of gauge how loud everything is and how loud it's going to be. I'm going to load up my favorite preset I created, then I bring the meter back up. So this is where we were before the clipper. Let's see where we get to after.
So we do it like Spike Lee. What up, homes? Make a bitch tap out. Say yeah, tell him bring the cash out. Give him 20s, seeing what it's my about. Getting money, nigga got some cash routes. Move like Lauren, nigga got some fast routes.
Cool. All right, so I like the way that sounds. I think it's pretty good. Let's move on to step 2. So we've metered. We see how loud we are. We see that we're not clipping. We see that our lufts are approaching how loud we want them to be. So at this point, I will usually take my meter and just stick it off on my second screen. I'm going to keep it open so I can always be watching and seeing what's going on, but I just want it off to the side so I can kind of glance over, make sure I'm not clipping, make sure I'm still, as loud as I want to be, and making sure things are still, in balance. And that is the second thing you have to focus on. Prioritize balancing your tracks because that's going to make the biggest difference in making you sound professional. So right now, this track is not balanced very well. The vocal is a little too quiet. The beat is overpowering it. And that's really because the vocal's inconsistent. You can see this take actually looks like it was better. It was more consistent. But this one, it wasn't as consistent. So we're going to do a couple of things. The first thing I want to do is we really want to focus on the section before where we're working on, because like I said, we're just showing this part of the song. So I'm gonna go and look at my waveform and let's zoom out and see where it starts to get bigger, and that's where we're gonna try to cut and match volumes. So I'm gonna bring the volume up and we're just using our eyes here so that everything kind of looks the same size. I'm trying to get this basically to the same size as over here where things are louder. So that's our goal right now. We want to get everything kind of uniformly loud. I'm actually gonna make my grid a little bit more detailed so I can get in between some of these sections like this, and we're just going to turn all these sections up and then see what our vocal sounds like and if we need to go any more in terms of volume. So I am noticing if we zoom in a little bit more, this one can go back a little, but right here, over here, yeah, this section is super loud. So let's go ahead and put that by itself. And now I like to call this the cheater compression, because what we're doing is getting a more consistent signal. What we would hope to achieve with compression, we're doing it manually. So we're actually going in and manually adjusting the volumes before we compress. This works if you have like a lot of longer sections where the volume is quieter and then it jumps up. If you can like break those sections into individual pieces and adjust the volume so that it's more consistent, you'll notice the difference. So watch this.
So we do it like Spike Lee. What up, Holmes? Make a bitch tap out. Say yeah, tell him bring the cash out. Give him 20s, seeing what it's map about. Getting money, nigga got some cash route.
Cool. So I like the way that sounds. It still sounds pretty consistent. It doesn't sound like we just, raise the volume on a bunch of different sections besides right here. But again, ignore this section. We're not really working on anything before, right here where we made this first cut. But all the vocal sounds a lot more consistent, a lot louder, a lot more clear. It's actually a little too loud now. So let's go to the final step. The third thing that you want to do is focus on controlling the dynamics of your track. So first, let's talk about what dynamics are. And right here is a perfect place to demonstrate it. So if you look at this vocal, I would say it's very dynamic. And that's because it's got some loud sections and it's got some very soft sections. And these are probably breaths, but even like the ends of these words are very quiet in contrast to how these parts are much louder, which means it's dynamic, meaning it has a lot of peaks and valleys, a lot of loud parts and quiet parts. That is very natural. There's not a lot you can do. That's just how we speak. But there are tools you can do after the fact to make it less dynamic. When we're listening back to a recorded song that we want to sound professional, we want to make it less dynamic, especially in the vocals, because we want to hear everything that was said consistently, solidly, and presently. So we don't want the vocal to kind of dip up and down, because when it does, we don't hear everything consistently. So let's work on controlling these dynamics. We're just going to grab a compressor. We already have a 76. It's not engaged. So let's see what kind of setup we have here. I don't think we're really using it because it's actually the stereo version, and we just need the mono version. So let's just grab a 76 right here, and I'm going to switch to the blue version. I just think it does more saturation wise for the vocal. I like the way it pushes the mid-range of the vocal forward. Let's dial in some compression.
Seeing what it's map about, getting money, nigga got some cash routes. Move like Lauren, nigga got some fast routes. Clutching heat, clapping cheeks, make that ass shout. Cut her off, she a kid, make that ass pout. Acting one of Oscar, gotta make the family. Seeing what it's map about, getting money, nigga got some cash routes. Move like Lauren, nigga got some fast routes. Clutching heat, clapping cheeks, make that ass shout. Cut her off, she a kid, make that ass pout. Acting one of Oscar, gotta make the family. Seeing what it's map about, getting money, nigga got some cash routes. Move like Lauren, nigga got some fast routes.
All right, bet. So as you can hear, now it's starting to sound like a real song. It's starting to sound like a rap song. He sounds better. His delivery sounds better. It's much more clear. It's much more controlled and defined. And these things are really what's going to level up your vocal. And as you guys saw, we didn't do anything crazy. We focused on balancing the track. We metered things, and we did a little bit of dynamic control. You do those things, and your songs are going to level up so quickly. You're going to be ahead of the game. So look, man, these are the tips I'm giving you guys week in and week out. And if you need a little bit more help, drop me a line down below. My name is VV, and I'm here for you. Stay humble, make diamonds only. Peace.
Seeing what it's map about, getting money, nigga got some cash routes. Move like Lauren, nigga got some fast routes. Clutching heat, clapping cheeks, make that ass shout. Cut her off, she a kid, make that ass pout. Acting one of Oscar, gotta make the family. Seeing what it's map about, getting money, nigga got some cash routes. Move like Lauren.